Hey, what's up guys? It's Coach Henry at CrossFit Amaka. I am excited to announce to you guys that next week we're going to be starting an exciting new journey on your fitness. It doesn't matter what fitness level you are. You could just be starting out. Maybe you've never touched a weight before in your whole life. Maybe you've been training for a very long time and you probably just want to get fit, get toned, lose some weight. Whatever it is that you want to work on, we've got you covered starting next week. So I hope everybody's excited. You just bring your A game on and do stay tuned to Utuntu, and we're going to keep you updated on the times, the days, and every time that we're going to be posting those. They're going to be weekly workout programs, and if you want to get more of those workouts, we're going to tell you at the end of each workout where you can find myself or any other coach that we're going to present to you guys, and you can join us for a workout right after. All right guys, so to get you guys started, before we get into next week, safety first on the movements. We have two movements we're going to go through with you guys today. They're very common. It's a squat and a push-up. We see a lot of people doing it. We probably do it ourselves, but we just want to make sure that everybody does it safely when you're in the comfort of your home doing your workouts. So we're going to go through the push-up first, and this is your positioning. So, but before we even get into it, any movement that you're ever going to do when it comes to workouts, you always get your strength from your core. It's always core to extremity, so you want to make sure that you brace your core. So it's always proper breathing, inhaling when you're moving, exhaling when you're supposed to exhale, and I'm going to show you how to do that on every movement and when to brace your core properly. And what I mean by brace is, imagine somebody was going to punch you in the stomach. Nobody will, but then that clenching that you do and you tighten your core, that's what we're talking about here. So the first movement is your push-up. So you always want to have your wrist, your elbows, and your shoulders in line. You don't want to have them out in that position, because that puts your chest in an awkward position, as well as your elbows when you go down. So wrist, elbows, and shoulders in line in that position. Your feet are short back in your full push-up position, and your elbows travel back. You don't flare your elbows out that way. You don't keep them too close to your person, but rather a slight 45-degree bend. Chest touches the floor. You're tied through the midline, and full extension at the top. Your breathing is inhale on your way down. Your core is nice and tight. Exhale on your way up. There. Scaling option for this movement, if you're not comfortable with the proper push-up, is putting your knees down in that position. You can cross your feet back there. The most important thing is making sure that your hips aren't shot back, nor are they dipped too low. So in that position, chest travels back, chest to the floor, and full extension at the top. That's movement number one. Our second movement is the squat, and it has a little bit more risks than the push-up, so we're just going to go through the points of performances for that one as well. So starting position is your squat stance. You want to fix yourself at heels at hip width apart, toes pointing outside. It is a quad dominant movement, so you want to be able to engage all of your quadriceps. So you want to have your toes pointing on the outside about 45 degrees angle, and your knees follow the direction of the toes. So what that means is that as you go down in the squat, your knees are not going to go too far out wide or too far in, but rather in the same direction as your toes. So heels, weight in your heels, your toes pointing to the sky to help you keep your weight in your heels. Your hips shoot back, so you shoot the bum back with a soft knee bend so that you sit into the heels. Chest nice and tall, back flat. Then you sit nice and low, bringing your hip crease below the kneecap. Your back is nice and flat. Your chest is nice and tall. You want to avoid that rounding of your spine. So chest nice and tall, come up, full extension at the top. Your breathing is inhaling on the way down. Same thing, you're holding your breath at the bottom and exhaling at the top. The reason for that is you're oxygenating your body as you go down all the way through. You hold your breath at the bottom because that helps you keep the airway tight, right? It helps you keep the airway closed, and hence helping you keeping your core tight. So then from there, as you come up, you exhale from this point halfway through, because then as you release that oxygen, so does your energy go. So if you breathe while you're at the bottom of that squat, especially when you have some weights on, it becomes very difficult to come out of that squat. So in real time, this is what your movement looks like. Inhaling on the way down, exhaling on the way up. And full extension at the top. So that is the two movements I wanted to share with you today, the two most common movements that are probably not done the right way, but hopefully you guys picked up something on this one and we can utilize it when we get into the workouts next week.